sip, 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 sip. I put my drain on a sip. Oh, so you already know. I'm doing my card pulls. We only doing one a day. But I had a card that flew out as I was shuffling, and it was right after. So I'm pretty sure this is the card because it is, once again, I am doing my Spirit Box Tarot, the Voodoo Tarot deck, right? Once again, and then we had the Doll of Cups. I say, Spirit, what is the message that I have for the collective today? Baby, when I tell you this card flew out the deck, it just flew out of the deck, y'all. It literally flew. Like I say, what is the message for today's Spirit? And that motherfucker just and sat on the table. Alrighty then. That is going to be the message for today. Now with Doll of Cups in this deck, it's the Page of Cups. You know what's funny? Because didn't we just have the Page of Cups? Oh no, that was the... It was the Page of Cups. But it had two... Was that the Page of Cups in that deck? I don't know. I think I just did this video. But, with this deck, with the Doll of Cups, the aka Page of Cups, it came out upright, so that's a positive message, right? And it speaks about a new beginning, or the beginning, and it says curiosity, love, and experience, passion, tenderness, sensitivity, messenger, romanticism, loyalty, reflectiveness, kindness, new studies, collaboration, contemplation, admirance. Ooh, somebody checking for you. Okay, somebody checking for you. And good news, friendliness, and seduction. That is just a really good overall energy, and I really do like that. Also, too, what I'm getting, let's see, like, you know how I say when you do the cards, make sure that you look at the card. You really, for my people that's learning tarot and you come in, mind you, once again, this is the, what deck is this again? Look at this. This is the Spirit Box, the Voodoo Tarot. Let me show y'all that one again. I really, really love this deck. Got this deck for a birthday present. And just really look at the water. You already know with water, not just the water, but the colors. And then look at, pay attention to the goddamn doll. Pay attention to the voodoo doll. Okay? And I'm kind of getting this message here, what I'm hearing from Spirit. It's almost like you have a voodoo doll of yourself. Some of you may actually have voodoo dolls of yourself because you're working on you. Okay, a lot of people do voodoo dolls and they do them for other reasons and other things, but some people have voodoo dolls of themselves, and they use, because a lot of people, let's talk about this now, let's get into this conversation. There are a lot of people that have came back to this planet just to help the host that they are in, just to help, like literally you chose, your soul chose to be in the body that it's in for a reason. So if your soul comes from a long line of healing and doing all kind of spiritual work, and then here you realize you're in a situation where everything or everyone around you just seems to need so much healing, and you yourself need healing, you may just be in this host and in this current body just to do work and heal and break curses on said body. A lot of us, and I mean this wholeheartedly, we think we need to be doing work on this person, work on that person, but in reality the work is done on you. So if you're one of the people, you have a voodoo doll of yourself, or you have something that you work that is entwined with you and you work with it, kind of look at this image as that, and then you look at it and it's floating on the water, it's in the peace, it's in the serenity. She may be kind of tied up and stuff, but seeing how she came upright, how I look at it is that it's just almost like she's tying herself to some stillness, because that is probably what she or he, because if you switch it, make it fit for you, make it fit for you. If it fit, it fit. If it don't force it, okay? But they're working on themselves, and they're working on this place of stillness and in peace. And if you look at it, you could either get the Ankh cross from this symbol, or you could get the cross from the crucifixion from this symbol, because that's exactly what it is. And it's sitting on this body of water. Not only is it sitting, but it's floating. Notice that it's not sinking. So there is like this feeling of protection around this doll, around this energy, and it's just spread out and it's relaxing. It's almost like you kind of have to, one thing that is giving me, this may be the message for you, that you have to surrender. even though you're like tied up, and even though it's tied up, her arms are free. So if she wanted to untie the bondage and the ropes and stuff, because even though it's a doll, just think about it as it is you, because this is how the information is coming to me. She could easily untie herself and unravel herself from this situation, no matter how bonded or trapped this individual may feel. The fact that the arms are free, it still gives you the thought process of, if I really want to free myself, I can free myself. But sometimes you just got to enjoy the ride. Sometimes you just got to sit there and just float on the water, because guess what? That water will carry you somewhere. That water will bring you to a place. You know, water, it may sit still, but when that wind and stuff blowing it, it'll carry you on. It'll put you somewhere else. You ever go to the beach? You ever go to the beach and you're at the beach and you playing in that water? I don't know if y'all do this, but I do this. I kind of just like to float on my back. You ever notice sometimes that water may look like it's still, and then you get too comfortable just floating. You'll be the left around and float too far from the shoreline. Okay, that didn't happen to me. Okay, so can't tell you something that ain't happened to me. So, but still, with this energy though, there's a beginning. There's something new. There's something flowing into your life, and it may just be best if you just ride the wave. Just ride the wave. Just relax and just let the current carry you. Because look at the vibrations in that water. That water got some movement to it. That water is moving. There's peace. There's stillness. And I've been hearing this message a lot about being still and being at peace. And this kind of really pops up a lot for me for this. I feel like I had got the page of cups in another. The fact that the page of cups came up in another deck, you kind of got to just let your intuition and let everything else work out for you. Trust your discernment in situations. Don't go back and forth with yourself. The moment that you just start trusting self, just start trusting the universe and let it, and stop saying, I can't trust myself and do this and do that. As somebody that has a lot of negative thoughts, that I have had a lot of negative thoughts that flow in, you have to fight those thoughts. You have to, if you get one negative thought, you need to build about 10, 30 positive ones on top of that one. Okay? And you need to trust it within yourself, trust your discernment, because if your soul feel it, then it's a message to it. You got that? I know you got it. You got it. Y'all listening. But let's just keep taking it deeper. Look at this writing in the background. Look at this ancestral light. So there is light paving your way. You just need to trust your intuition. You need to trust your discernment. You need to, there's symbols, there's symbolic symbols, and it's just almost too like a, because mind you, she is in white. She is in white. She's covered. She's protected. There's even writings. I wish I knew what some of these little writings and symbols was, but it's just with it being upright. There's some red in the background too. There's some red on the lips, but I just can't get over. To me, looking at this, it looks very peaceful. I know some people may say, oh, it's a voodoo doll and somebody doing work, but that's not the energy that I'm pulling in from this. I'm getting an energy of surrendering. I'm getting an energy of riding the wave, riding the current, and just going with the flow.